What happens now that Jacky Rower is no longer with the FBI and has thrown his badge into Boston Harbor? If you ask his wife, Jenny, it's not what he'll be doing when season 3 of City on a Hill premieres. But Jacky soon gets a new job as a security guard for Sinclair and his family, which puts him to the test. With the new job comes a new dynamic with Ada DeCourcy Ward, though neither will ever truly trust the other. Bacon fills us in on where we can find Jacky in season 3. Jacky is no longer employed by the FBI. How will he handle it when the season begins? Kevin Bacon, I'm not sure. In Jacky's world, he convinces himself that nothing ever goes wrong with him. You know what I mean. But, yeah, I think he misses it deep down. He's working at a small bar, picking up some shifts. He's basically sitting on the couch drinking beer and not doing much. And I think Jenny misses it the most. I believe his wife misses him being away from the house, which is when the Corbin Burnson character appears and offers him a job. He mentioned wanting to work in security back in season 1. Right. Yeah, in season 1, he says. A few years down the road, I'm going to get this done. Retire, go into private security, make a fortune, and it'll be easy. So, in essence, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that goes horribly wrong. Discuss the Jacky and Sinclair dynamic. Sinclair says in the trailer that he could rely on Jacky when he was running the Boston bureau, which is why he wants to hire him. So is Sinclair going to take advantage of this? Or at least believe he can? Yeah, I think he thinks Jacky is one of those trustworthy dudes who will do his bidding. That Jacky will look the other way, be part of that sort of old boys network, and not call Sinclair out on his crimes. Consider the Jacky and Sinclair scenario. In the trailer, Sinclair mentions that he could rely on Jacky when he was leading the Boston bureau, which is why he wants to employ him. So is Sinclair going to take advantage of this? Or at least believe he can? Yeah, I believe he thinks Jacky is one of those trustworthy fellas, that he can do his bidding, that Jacky will look the other way, be part of that type of old boys network, and not call Sinclair out for the crimes that he's committing. Given the job change, how is Jacky and DeCourcy's relationship this season? There's a slight power shift going on. This season, I believe Jacky requires DeCourcy far more than DeCourcy requires Jacky. So it's up to Jacky to utilize his persuasive skills to persuade DeCourcy to go after Sinclair. Nothing beats the sequences I get to act in with Aldous Hodge. He's so good, and I think that dynamic between those characters, even though we're not exactly in the same worlds, we're not really in the same neighborhoods, DeCourcy doesn't overlap with Beacon Hill all that much this year. He rolls over there once in a while. We still have a lot of great stuff that we're working on getting to play together. Will Jacky ever be able to gain DeCourcy's trust? I'm not sure. Can Jacky gain the trust of others? I suppose he can. That is the query. I believe there is a part of DeCourcy that, though reluctantly, is not completely disdainful of Jacky. He wouldn't have to see him if he wasn't. He's a big guy. He's a wise man. He's attempting to use Jacky to the degree that he requires him. But he's also part of a group that was getting things done in certain ways. Jacky has a way of working his way in and getting things done. And he also has his finger on the pulse of Boston and crime, cops, and law enforcement in Boston. I think DeCourcy would very begrudgingly admit that there were things that he could learn from Jacky. Then there's the matter of whether Jacky can trust him because their morals are so different. Yes, I believe Jacky is a naturally suspicious person. I believe it's a self-preservation thing. And definitely in some respects, someone with a very, very low moral threshold is frequently challenged by individuals who are trying to do the right thing. In an odd sense, I believe they see that as a danger. I believe that's partially remorse. I believe about the way they're living their lives. And I believe Jacky is a perfect example of that. So yeah, he looks at DeCourcy and thinks, he does have a morality and I don't. I was about to suggest that Jacky and ethical will probably never be used in the same sentence without the word not. But is there anything about this season that would change that? Seeing what Sinclair has done with young women makes Jacky think about Benedetta, about his kid. And maybe it will give him pause in terms of how he handles women, especially young women. I don't know. I believe that if Jacky ever had a conversion experience, the program would be ended. I thought nothing could break apart that marriage at this time. but it seems like something could. Doesn't it have that effect on you? Listen, I believe that the majority of marriages fail. I'm not sure what the statistics are. But when you take two people as volatile and strong as Jacky and Jenny, there's a lot that can go wrong. And once Benedetta is gone and in college, people, as you know, stay together because of children. And once those kids are cooked, which, by the way, they never are, as a sidebar, but once they're out of the house, who knows? I believe that is the point at which many marriages begin to fail. Which aspect of Jacky's life, professional or personal, do you believe will most surprise audiences this season? I think the fact that he's faced with a do the right thing situation, and he does, badly, the right thing. He does a lot of terrible things throughout the season. But in terms of calling out a crime where he sees it and sacrificing his job, money, power, influence, all of those things, focus for his retirement, he actually makes the less selfish choice. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.